Hey, welcome back to QUICKSTART Coaching Code Bootcamp. We are now in week 3, day 3, actually, and we're going to continue with some nuts and bolts distinctions. Another key to the lock on the door of successfully starting your coaching business. This one, we're going to talk about coaching niches that need you now. The reason why niches really matter or help is it's not just a focusing mechanism. And the point of Quick Start is not that you pick a niche and just go into that niche and just isolate yourself from any other potential clients. I mean, of course, we're not after that, but I want you to be aware as you're working with prospective clients what niches you might actually be entering into, because in week 4, which is payoff week, you're gonna have a chance to actually get a sense of what niches might be scalable for you. And so there's way more niches that might need you or that might be a good fit for you than we're possibly going to cover in this video. But I want you to be aware of the big ones and the ones that we know work and we know have millions, if not billions, of dollars spent on coaching every year within those niches. So you just at least got those on your radar screen. So besides that now, another piece that really helps about niches is actually kind of a clue is in this title, niches that need you now. A really great niche, and what makes a niche, other than just like it's a group of people, you could focus on a particular type of client or particular service, particular need, is this actual word, need. See, a niche is only a niche if that niche needs you. And so it's good to know when you just want to coach somebody, like I just want to coach executives, or I just want to coach, I just want to coach swimmers, I just want to coach moms. Okay, fine. I mean, it's good to know what your desire is. But from a business perspective, we also want to know if that particular group or market or that particular outcome wants coaching from you. Do those moms want coaching from you? Do those executives want coaching from you? Do they need it? Do they need you at this point? Right? That's a way more important question than just what do you want to do? From a business perspective, at least. Now, of course, what you want to do matters. It makes a difference. We'll talk about that at a later point. But I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't lost on you that part of what makes niches or what makes the niche conversation so tremendously helpful and important is it helps you define who actually needs you. Who actually is going to pay you for coaching them because they truly need you, and you can develop that need into an immediate want so that they'll be attracted to take a session with you, so that they'll ultimately want to sign up for paid coaching with you, so that you get their attention initially if they're like on the internet or in a community that you have some type of access to. Does this make sense? I mean, it's kind of like knowing what kind of fish is swimming in a particular lake. Right? You want to know that fish, not just because you want to know what fish are you going to catch. It's not like a predictive thing. You want to know what kind of bait to put on your hook. Different fish needs a different bait, right? This fish wants a big lure, and this other fish just wants a worm. Or, when I was fishing when I was young, we had like whole tackle boxes worth of different lures and bait and wadded up bread and dead things, all sorts of crazy stuff. The reason why we needed those different things was because we had different niches. Those different niches were fish that wanted a certain type of food, and we needed to find the right bait for them. Does that make sense? So niches, coaching niches, helps you focus, helps you figure out what bait to use, obviously, as well, but also helps you get a sense of who's looking for you, because at the end of the day, in your coaching practice, your coaching business, you're the ultimate bait. you and your coaching and your advice and who you're going to be for your client, they don't feel like they need you, you got some work to do at least. So before we get into, and I'm going to skip over to one of the Quick Start coaching sessions where I cover this kind of big list of coaching niches, but before we get to the specifics on that and the details on that, I want to give you a sense of how I'm structuring this. So coaching niches can be easily divided up into 3 what I call mega niches. And what I mean by mega niches is that they are gigantic categories. They're gigantic clusters of other niches that kind of form together into an overall domain, if you will. You might even call it an industry. And each of these mega niches, you could have several niches within that mega niche, but it also gives you an overall focus for the kind of coaching and the kind of client and the kind of situations you're probably going to be helping in that what we call a mega niche. Just think about a mega niche like it's a giant umbrella underneath which a whole bunch of other niches fall. It's just it's a big niche. It's you might even call it a meta niche, a niche above other niches. Make sense? So there's 3 of these that you want to think about. And none of them, this is really key, none of them fall in the personal development or personal growth category. Personal growth is generally not important to people other than insofar that their personal growth will impact one of these 3 mega niches. Now, yes, there are people that are personal development and personal growth junkies. No doubt about it, okay? And if that's a niche that you're working in and you're doing that successfully, that's fine. The reason why I don't include that niche in one of these mega niches, or I don't make it like a 4th mega niche, if you will, is because that mega niche is dominated by not really coaches, but personal growth gurus, best-selling authors, people on Oprah's book club. You're going to have a really hard time competing with them. They have that market pretty hypnotized into following everything that they say and following them and wanting coaching and seminars and books and advice and programs from them, but kind of believing that nobody else could be a decent source of that either. So it's just not an advisable niche to go into anytime early in your coaching business. In fact, most of the gurus that dominate the personal growth mega niche, if you will, at this point, they got their start in one of these other 3 mega niches that I'm about to share with you. And every niche that I'm covering here, these coaching niches that need you now, if you will, they all fall underneath one of these 3 mega niches. So the first mega niche is health, fitness, and beauty. So this is anything having to do with like your physical body, staying alive, having good energy, being fit and able, or the aesthetics of your body, like having nice muscles or having nice skin or fixing your hair. Just like all that kind of stuff falls into the health, fitness, and beauty mega niche. Next is love, sex, and relationships niche. Now this one has everything having to do with relationships between people. Now, obviously, a huge part of that is intimate relationships. That's where the love and the sex usually actually occur, right? So tons of demand for help in that area. Besides that, though, there's all sorts of other relationships, interfamily relationships, socializing, and there's relationships that also come into contact with other niches as well that would definitely fall into this mega niche as well. So it's not just intimate relationships we're talking about here, but it's just all the interrelational dynamics and types of situations where you could coach somebody on would fall under the love, sex, and relationships mega niche. Finally, and this one's a huge one, is the money, finances, and business mega niche. And that really includes career, because career is usually a vehicle through which somebody makes money. Not all of them are predominantly that, but career usually denotes a money-making operation. Makes sense? So money, like how you invest your money, how you deal with your money, how not to lose your money. Finances, kind of the same thing. It's just another word for money, if you will. And then business and career. So career is somebody has a job. They're dealing with career side of the financial aspect or the financial mega niche. Business, more of, hey, I don't have a job, but I've started my own business. I'm running a business. People have a tremendous need for help and advice in this area, as they do in the love, sex, and relationships area. If that area is not going well, you're willing to usually spend some money to get that handled, get that resolved, because something's just not right in your life if that's not going well. And then, of course, also in health, fitness, and beauty. Now, certain ages, fitness and beauty may matter more than others, but pretty much everybody health is important to them if their health is, let's say, threatened, or if they feel they're in a part of their life where their health becomes more important because of potential mortality as well. People will spend money when it comes to this niche to save their lives or make them more presentable, possibly to get help in the relationship area, let's say. So there's interdynamics between these mega niches. But what's important right now is to understand that each of these areas are places where people have a tremendous need for coaches, and they have a tremendous motivation, if they're in that niche at all, if they're in the market for something in that area, they have a tremendous motivation to spend money on your coaching that you could provide them. And you don't need to be Tony Robbins. You don't need to be Eckhart Tolle. You don't need to be Harv Eker in any of these niches. You just need to show that you can help somebody in these niches, and you will get clients. So now let's go ahead and get to that coaching session where I'll cover the details underneath these three mega niches, the coaching niches that need you now. There are niches that are in great need of coaching. Let's review a few of them. There are really three big mega niches. The first one is health, fitness, and beauty. So inside of this mega niche, there are many sub niches that there's always going to be people hiring coaches. People that want to lose weight, diabetics, people are on a health front pursuing a lifestyle change for the purpose of health. A lot of times these lifestyle changes are challenging to implement, so they need coaches holding their hands. Addictions, somebody who feels they're dying or is dying, trying to avoid that. That's a major major benefit, right? That's avoiding death. So these are some obvious health niches that are always going to have people that sign up for and spend thousands of dollars on coaching. Fitness inside of this, once again, weight loss is an obvious one. Somebody trying to get back in shape. Somebody who's an athlete. There are, for instance, triathletes that are very competitive, and they all have a coach. They all have some coach that's at least done a few sessions with them. And there's thousands of these people who sign up for these coaching programs, right? So these are niches in the fitness aspect of health, fitness, and beauty that those are niches that are in need. Next mega niche is relationship coaching. This is a multi-million dollar, probably pretty much $1 billion niche. And inside of the world of relationships, there's many different aspects of relationships where someone is going to be willing to spend time and money getting coaching on it. Business relationships are huge. Dating, somebody who's alone and they want to meet people, especially intimate relationships, that's a huge drive in the human psyche, both for men and women. Family problems is a gigantic area that people are willing to spend time and money on. Kids, relationship with your kids, bringing up your kids, divorce. There's several $1 million coaching businesses just based upon divorce alone. Just being smart about attracting clients who are trying to deal with or avoid their divorce. In intimate relationships, men, a lot of times the sex drive is a big part of what will get them to make an investment. With women, it is this elusive thing that they call love, but everybody's got their recipe for intimacy, right? And men and women generally have fairly stereotypical differences in there. So if you're in relationship coaching, there's a good chance that you're going to want to pick one that you can most easily influence to move in your direction. There are
opposites. There are men who will be much more motivated just to find love, and women who are just, maybe very few, but are just trying to get laid. But the point being that there are uh, there are tangible benefits that people are looking for in a variety of areas of relationship. And if you pick one of these, you'll have plenty of clients if you do a good job working through that niche. And the final mega niche is money, business, and career. And in this mega niche, we could go on and on in this mega niche alone, but there are many areas in money, businesses, business, finance, and career that have plenty of clients available for you that need coaching now. People that are starting a business is a giant niche. Salespeople actually are in consistent need of coaching and support and motivation to be at their best, to perform well enough to make ends meet and pay their bills. Anybody who owns a business usually has a constant, never-ending stream of needs for coaching, problems, opportunities. They need cash, they need to generate income, they need to generate revenue or sales, they need to get more profitable, they need to sell their business. We could go on and on in terms of business needs that coaches can fulfill on, that are all six-figure niches easily. If somebody is going broke or bankrupt or they've lost their job, these can be more challenging niches because a lot of times they don't have a lot of money to spend, but a lot of times they can borrow, or they can have someone else support them in getting coaching and support on them pulling themselves up by their bootstraps as well.
Okay, so those are the coaching niches that need you now. Many more where that came from, but hopefully that gives you a really good idea of what's possible. And maybe did you hear some niches that you might not even have thought would be good coaching niches, or that you might not have even crossed your mind? I hope so. I hope that got your brain working as far as like all different types of business opportunity that could appear for you if you have a passion in that area and you really have a lot of value to add in that area, or you could construe some type of offering for that particular niche, or at least that particular mega niche. Be thinking about this. But I do have, again, I want to repeat kind of a warning I said a few minutes ago, which is, remember, what you're doing in QUICKSTART is not about narrowing and cutting off the potential clients and potential conversations with people that maybe might be outside your ultimate niche at this point. You should be coaching everybody every single way you possibly can at this point, because the truth is you don't know what your niche is going to be yet. You don't know who you might help. You might think your niche is, financial coaching, and all of a sudden you're working with 20 zillion people on relationships. You just don't know yet. And so you just got to try coaching everyone that you can get in touch with, everybody that you can reach out to, and see where the money starts falling out of the sky. See where the clients start showing up. See where the real hunger is for what you do for them. I mean, I'm working with so many different niches right now that I would never have dreamed I would have been working with. And just because I didn't even know those industries or those types of clients existed, suddenly I found one of them. They found me. They started working with me. They recommended me to somebody else. And all of a sudden, okay, I guess I coach this niche, right? I didn't have to figure that out. I didn't have to even be looking for a niche. That niche found me. So don't think that you're just going to find a niche just because I gave you this list. If you do enough coaching, your niche will find you. Your niche will wake you up out of the stupor of not knowing what your niche is, and whack you on the head and say, this is a niche, you need to go here. There's money here, there's clients here, right? This was mainly for you to have a little bit of a radar screen to get a sense of what might be possible, to broaden your horizons on potential niches, not narrow it down and just pick one and give up on everything else and don't talk to anybody else. This is just not the time for that. You're not ready for that by far yet. And with maybe, I hesitate only slightly because you could be the exception, but chances are not. So go out there, explore lots of niches now. Don't narrow yet. Don't cut off yet. We'll be talking about in week 4 the potential for scaling up in a particular focal point, in a particular niche. But first, we want to try a lot of potential niches, a lot of potential clients, and see where's the opportunity. Does that make sense? So this is a thought process here. I'm planting the seed now because I want it to grow for you. I don't expect this to all of a sudden turn into like some big client getting opportunity. It could if you just didn't think of something and all of a sudden you've got all these people you know in one of these niches that you haven't been calling. It's like, great, go for it. You should have been prospecting those people in the first place. But for now, just keep it on your mind. Keep asking these questions about what niche would be a good niche for me. What out of these niches, who do I know that might have an issue or a problem or a goal within one of these niches? And go knock on their door, go call them up and give them a coaching session. That's all I'm looking for you to do right now. We're going to get into some really specific niche exploration and questions next week. But before that, we've got a couple other really critical keys to the locks of the doors of successfully starting your coaching business to cover this week. And I look forward to talking to you about those items, those keys, those distinctions tomorrow. Take care until then.